County probation officials say the whereabouts of nearly 2,000 potentially high-risk probationers in Los Angeles County is unknown. This is a result of a 2-year-old law, AB 109, designed to reduce prison overcrowding, cut the cost of incarceration, and pump up inmate rehabilitation. But Chris Blatchford, after spending time with the South Bay Task Force, reports police there are calling AB 109 nothing more than turnstile justice.
Come out. Put your hands up, bro.
These Torrance police officers, armed and ready to shoot, are here checking on a West Side Wilmos gangster named Mitchell Cockey, known on the street as Porky or Stomper.
He looked at me at the front of the door and he ran into the bathroom and closed the door.
Stomper, eventually taken into custody, has a rap sheet that arguably spells out career criminal: burglary, auto theft, assault with a deadly weapon, robbery, and numerous narcotics and weapons violations. Cops find a meth pipe inside his pocket and another one stashed under the bathroom sink. Stomper got out of prison just 2 months earlier after doing 6 years for being a felon with a loaded gun and evading police. This time he goes back to county jail for another 10 days and is released. He's one of thousands of supposedly low-level offenders released under what is now called Post-Release Community Supervision, or PRCS. Torrance Police Chief John New.
And these are the folks that have been deemed non-violent, non-serious, non-sex-related offenders, but unfortunately that's not the case. It's not true.
He says violent felons are also being released under a 2-year-old law called AB 109. It was designed to fix prison overcrowding and send lower-level crooks to county jail or rehab programs instead of prison. There is no parole for PRCS inmates. They're released to the supervision of county probation officers. As a result, Chief New says too many crooks who should be in jail are now out on the streets committing more crimes, beating the system. Sergeant Bob Watt.
Our property crime rate is up. People are committing burglaries, auto thefts. Can we correlate that with AB 109? Unknown at this time. Too early to tell, but sure looks like it.
So in June, Torrance police spearheaded a regional AB 109 task force involving 12 South Bay communities to help an already overburdened probation department keep track of inmates out on PCRS status.
95% of those that are arrested and convicted through the AB 109 crimes are being sentenced to straight time in county jail. They have no access to these real rehabilitative programs, and there is no supervision once they're released. That's a big problem.
Here, task force officers call on a North Side Redondo gang member nicknamed Dino, who has prior convictions for burglary and weapons violations. Most recently, he did time for a hit and run. Dino isn't here. But inside the house where he lives with his girlfriend, cops find a little forgery factory in Dino's room. Sergeant Pat Gesquire.
Basically identity theft that affects you and I and everybody else.
Investigators say Dino has stacks of fake credit and gift cards.
To put them in his name.
Along with identity information for hundreds of people that comes from a medical marijuana clinic. Officer Nick Budge.
And this is what the stolen account information, this is how he gets that person's money, thousands and thousands of dollars.
Cops also find a bag of Vicodin pills that sell on the street for $20 to $30 a pop.
This is enough for a sales case.
Dino is now a fugitive.
We have violent felons who are being released. We have habitual offenders that are being released. We have sex offenders that are being released when they shouldn't.
PRCS offender Taylor Law has a record that includes forgery, burglary, resisting arrest, battery, grand theft, and multiple drug charges.
We're just checking up on you, man. Just making sure you're not doing anything stupid, okay?
In 2011, he did 6 months in county jail for stabbing a customer in the chest at a 7-Eleven store, a violent crime. The task force in mid-September finds him at a friend's house in Torrance. He's caught with a baggie of methamphetamine and does 10 days in county jail, called flash time under AB 109. 2 weeks after his release, he's busted on yet another drug possession charge.
Reality, you're looking at the average time that they're spending behind bars. That's the real eye-opener, that these folks, in my opinion, the revolving door has become a turnstile.
Nazi lowrider Gary Summers, known as Bulldog, has a rap sheet that includes weapons charges, resisting arrest, grand theft auto, assault on a police officer, assault with a deadly weapon, and multiple drug busts. During this PRCS check in October, Bulldog is arrested for being under the influence of drugs and possessing narcotics needles.
He has no business being out here. He's another PRCS failure.
Bulldog is set for release this week after 45 days in county jail. This 50-year-old inmate says crooks are laughing about AB 109.
I've seen people get sentenced to a year to 12 days.
And under AB 109, a nonviolent designation applies only to an inmate's most recent conviction. A PCRS can have violent crimes in his background and still get out early.
Let's say we got somebody that robs and hurts people and rapes. He's in there for getting caught up in something little. He's going to be out in 36 days on a year, back at business as usual.
Also under AB 109, 500 state crimes have been reclassified as non-prison cases. And Chief New says, what do you tell a victim whose house or business was broken into? Is it enough to say an arrest was made, and then 2 months later, the same suspect is out doing it again to somebody else? Chris Blatchford, Fox 11 News.